Alright, in this section we are going to be working on how to remove the tags from the list. Now, in our last session we worked on how to create elements in the list. So we put a walk a dog. So we see that the element has been created right here. Alright, now we want to work on how to remove the element we have on this list. Now, walk a dog, we're going to be working on how to use this icon here to take away the entire element we have on this list. Now, how do we achieve that? We're going to achieve that using what we call the delegation, because we have more than one list items generated here, and we have more than one icon generated here. So for us to be able to delete every icon that is being generated on this list, we're going to use the event delegation, because also there are still other items that you can also pass in here, and they are going to be obviously they're going to be dropped inside this list item. So to enable that every item that comes in here, this icon is going to be effectively working, the best practice that we're going to be using to make this delete icon to delete the entire list item is going to be the event delegation. Now let's come down here and create the remove tags event. Obviously we're going to be using the tags list to do that. So we have add event listener. Okay, so we're listening for a click. Okay, then we have remove tags. Okay, then let's go down it and create a function on that. So we have the remove tags. Alright, now let's create a declare function for that. So we have remove tags right here. Don't forget to put the event object. Okay, now for we to achieve this, now let's quickly look at the console.log, getting in the targets, the event targets we have here. Let's first of all target this. Okay, I'm gonna reload this, put in walk a dog. So you see that what's that? Alright, you see that as I'm clicking on this, I'm targeting the list item that I have here. Now if I click on this icon, you will see that it gives us the icon element. Okay, it's targeting the icon element itself. Click on this, you see that it's targeting this. Now what we actually want to achieve with this is that we don't want to target just this icon. We want to target the link itself. Okay, so in such a way that this icon, we have to target the link that is holding this icon, then remove the entire list from that initial target. Alright, if we come down to the elements, okay, let's come down to the elements. Then we have the li, we have walk a dog. So this is what is actually being targeted here. We have the icon here, but we want to target the link element. That's the A tag. We want to target this. Then when we target this, then we can now eventually remove the entire element that we have here. That's what we actually want to do. So how do we achieve that? We come down here, we have if e dot target. You know, initially the point is at the icon, then we have in the icon we have a parent element of the a tag. So we have e.target dot parent element, then dot class list dot contains. So what does it contain? Delete item. Okay, so if we have this right here, so I'm just going to put this here. Okay, let's add this here. Okay, so the moment we have this targeted, then you will see that it's gonna only target what we have inside this. It's only target what we have in here. So let's reload this again. Just put the worker dog. Okay, so let's go back to our console. You will see that now I'm clicking on every one there is no more targeted, because we have already directly targeted to a portion, which is just this icon here. Okay, which clicking on this icon is obviously getting the a tag. Okay, because we have actually put in the target with a parent element, then class list contain the delete item. Now we can now choose to remove the entire list. Now if you look at this, removing the entire list will require us to get the parent of the parent. All right, now the parent of the icon is the a tag. Now the parent of the icon is the li. So that's how we are going to do the targeting. Now we have e dot target dot parent element dot parent element, then we have the method remove, then put in that. So with this we can now remove the entire list item we have there. Okay, so we have worker dog, so we click on the option. Okay, let me have that here. Okay, so remove this. Okay, see that it's actually removing. Then we click on this, it takes that off. Now we can also put something like a confirm if you truly want to remove that. So we have a confirm, put that in a are you sure. Are you sure you want to remove that? So let's wrap that up right here. Okay, now let's do that again. So walk a dog. Okay, so bring a cup of glass water. Now I'm gonna click on this. So it's telling me, bringing out a pop-up window, are you sure? Okay, yes, it takes it off. Then click on this again, are you sure? Then okay, it takes it off. Now that is it about the remove tags. Now let's move on to the clear tags. So we're going to work on how to use the clear tags to remove the entire list items that we have here. Okay, you see obviously it's not working. Okay, but we're going to work on that right now. So firstly, let's go create an event listener for that. So we have clear tags event. So we have the clear tags, we use the clear btn dot add event listener. Now we're going to listen for a click. Okay, now we have the clear tags function, put a semicolon there. Now let's go down it there and create a function for that. So this is a clear tags, and we have a function for this. All right, so we have clear tags. Okay, Now there are two ways we can actually achieve this. We can use the tags list.inner.html, then assign an empty string to it, though that obviously takes away every li you have inside the URL. Okay, so we have that tags list. Now this tags list, we all know that this is our URL. Okay, so we have .inner.html. Okay, then we assign an empty string to that. Okay, then we put a semicolon at the end. So this obviously removes the entire list items that we have here, because the URL, an empty string, is being assigned to the URL. So if you the moment this clear task is triggered, it removes everything we have there. Okay, so you see that has actually been removed. Now we can also do that using the while loop. Okay, so I'm just going to comment on this and work on the while loop, show you how we can use the while loop to achieve that. Now using the while loop, we're going to iterate each one of the list items that we have right there. We're going to iterate on them. So we have the tags list dot tags list dot first child. Okay, so we start from the first child. Okay, so we have tags list dot remove child. Okay, so we're going to remove child. So what are we actually removing? The task list does first child. Okay, so obviously this is what happens here. It starts, we start the while loop from the first child, okay, which is the UL. We know that the task list is the UL dot first child. So that's where we first start the iteration. Okay, then what is going on inside there? We have task list dot remove child. So it's going to be removing the first child that it sees there. So that's what this particular while loop is actually doing here. So it removes the first child. Now the second child comes up again, it removes it, then the third child comes up again. The moment it removes the first two, the third one will not be the first, so it removes the entire list items that we have here. So let's work on that, and let me show you what happens there. So I'm going to reload that. So walk a dog. Okay, bring a cup of water. Okay, so now we can click on the text, the clear text. You see, obviously it went away. So you can probably choose one of the ways that we can actually remove this the list items from this. Okay, but basically you can use the second method, because this is much faster on the browser when using this particular while loop method. All right, so let me just put faster. Okay, so this is much faster. All right, so that's it we have for this section. In our next session, we're going to be working on the filter, and lastly we'll persist our values that we have, the list items, into the local storage. All right, bye for now.